AGS Ultimage, brought to you by Essential Oils and Essences. Infuse your environment with their natural Reiki and crystal-infused Yogini Girl essential oil sprays to lift the energy of your space and body. Available in 4 unique scents: invigorating citrus and herb bliss, soothing floral calm, intoxicating and sensual love, and classic clearing. Try one today.
Hey Scorpios, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your channeled forecast for the month of January 2016. Hey guys, for personal readings, you can go to hesultimage.com, start at just $20, and I do those both through email or through Skype, depending on the type of reading that you're going for, so you can check that all out there. Okay, getting into your message. All right, so first thing that I got was the concept of discrete restrictions. So things that hold us back in very quiet ways. And I was even getting that some closures might be occurring for some people this month, in which case we've got some strong messages coming through for that. Okay, so first off, when it comes to discrete or quiet restrictions, this means things not going your way. Feeling like you're not getting anywhere, feeling like you want to go somewhere or you want to break through some sort of invisible barrier and you just can't break through it and you keep getting knocked back from it, even though you want to pierce through. Everyone has this, okay? It happens to everybody. It is perfectly natural. It is perfectly intentional, is what I would say too, which everybody always misses. These are intentional moments because, you know, we can't alter the timeline. Everybody is in the exact place that they're meant to be in that exact moment, with meaning, with purpose. And because we're always triggering each other, triggering situations that are ultimately interconnected and necessary, okay? Next one. Okay, I literally got, you know, things are slow at times, and we have to respect that, you know, since it is necessary, as I described, as things change in a way that we don't expect, there can be a lot of pressure, but there are layers to this. You should just, okay, I got the word relax, but it's more like breathe easy and breathe easy in the moment. It's like when people tell people to just take a deep breath and grow from this experience, okay? So that's the other thing that I got too, is that change, you know, it might come through in a way that you're not expecting or derailing you from a particular direction at this time, and you kind of have to just move with it. And I know people don't like hearing this, but trust me, when you're going through it in the actual month, because that's the other thing, like people watch this in, you know, December and go, oh, screw that, I don't want to have to go through that. And then when they're actually having the rough time, then they see the video and they're like, oh my God, I feel better. Okay, and I've literally had this happen to me before. So you might not want to go through change this month or to be redirected from something that you actually really want in your, you know, logical mind, whatever. But that's the way it has to be this month, okay? All right, continuing forward. If we are a little more open to the future, okay? And I have to say it, this is the future that is the future you're not planning for, okay? The future you can't anticipate or can't expect, all right? We are more open to experience, okay? And all life is experience, is learning, is growth, evolution, and development. You know, okay, and I just put it this way, but universe don't care what we want, okay? Universe doesn't care, it never will. You know, what we want in our logical minds doesn't matter. You know, sometimes people will get what they want from their logical mind, and sometimes people won't get that at all. And sometimes people will get it, and then, you know, maybe a decade or two down the line, go through a completely different experience, okay? Life is not something that we can technically plan in this nice little catalog. And in this month for January for Scorpios, you're going to have to be very aware of this and very open to the idea that you need to be able to see where the flow of things is directing itself. And instead of paddling against stream, allow the stream to carry you to the right kind of place, the right kind of circumstances, and to understand that they are right, okay? Because I know the feeling that I'm getting from this is that you're going to go, this is wrong, and in reality, nothing is actually wrong. It's just happening the way it needs to in order to make other people evolve to who they need to be, to place you in circumstances that you need to be in, whether you realize it at the time or not. Okay. Continuing forward. We are being moved all the time, okay, by circumstances, etc. I just want to make sure I get all the bullet points out there. And we have to be able to work with it, okay? So again, it's that this month, understanding to follow the stream will lead you to exactly where you need to go, okay. And we have to be able to work with it, yeah. You must be creative and accept what life presents to you to be more in the moment when we must be at ease. Again, that energy of being at ease, of having a sense of self-control, of sense, okay, I want to see, I keep saying say, I wanted to say, and I'm saying see, so I know I have to bring this out. I think it's like people need to see that you're in a state of greater peace. I don't want to say serenity because I think that's overstating it, but that you're not, okay, you need to seem like you are cool this month. You know, you can't seem rattled, okay? So keep that in mind too, that you can't appear like you're going nuts, okay? Or that you're stressed out to the max. You need to put on the right kind of, I want to say, because it's not about being it's not about being inauthentic, but you need to put forward, you know, the perspective or the, you know, translation that you're a-okay this month, okay? So that's another part of things. Here we go. There's this other part now. Okay, and okay, all right. Now I'm getting this other part that was here. Accept what life presents you and be more in the moment when we must love the moment I had. And this is the part that this is actually, okay, for lack of a better word, a front that you must present in order to, you know, be more successful this month, okay? Something that you're going through is going to be harder. Because when I got we need to love the moment, I got that it hurt, and now I understand why. Because you have to kind of, for lack of a better word, pretend that you're loving the moment, when in fact you might be having a very difficult time. Again, others are relying on you this month to be in a greater, okay, in a better kind of mindset. So for you to even just be able to create that for them will help you get by better. All right, but again, it might hurt now, but you need to be going through it to inevitably get you to where you're meant to be, okay? Whether that's where you want to be or not, okay? Okay, next. When we have something that we love end, all right, we can get very dramatic and want to block out anything that wants to come in. All right, so this is cautionary for you in January, okay? When we're very attached to a particular idea of what our life is supposed to be like, we can close out all all internal and external sources that are trying to help us get by and to find the right kind of direction, okay? So I'm going to put it this way. When we're so focused on what we think our life is supposed to be, first thing we're going to do is go, like, la la la, not listening to anything, not listening to anybody. But here's the other thing that people tend to do. We have intuition, we have instinct. You know, people who believe in metaphysics and are part of the New Age movement have different beliefs about how this translates. But to me, instinct and intuition and the same thing really as energy work or channeling, but they're functioning on a much lower level. It's very common that people will, you know, try to block out those gut feelings in order to entertain their logical and or ego mind to, you know, keep chasing something that they think is right because they think it is, or because it appeals to a greater sense of what they feel in their mind is right versus what they know in their gut might be actually true. You know, this is valuable information. To me, this is really like the idea of accessing future information in the present. So, you know, we can cloud ourselves a lot with our plans and our goals or dreams of what we think our life is supposed to be. But in January for Scorpio, something's going to be changing. And it might just be changing for now, or it might be changing for a long haul. So you really need to be able to be open this month to trusting your guts, your instincts, and to not even block out just the idea that life is going on around you and it's not a mistake, okay? Life is not a mistake. It's happening with purpose and for a reason. And you need to be able to understand that in January to persevere through everything, all right? Okay, so that said, I wish you the best of luck and I will see you later.